Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, everybody. What's going on here? Hey. Y'all ain't even gave me time to set up. Goodness gracious. Okay. That's right. That's right. Okay, here we go. I'm waiting for this button here. This is the ads. Putting in ads. Okay. I don't know how it works, but hey, I hit it. Every little bit helps. So, how y'all doing today? Happy Sunday, okay? And I've been thinking, oh, I forgot my water. Let me get my water. Okay, this time I didn't have to go out in the garage. Okay, so I haven't been listening. I must admit, I haven't been listening to as many uh, videos on Nancy Guthrie as I used to. They're getting redundant. You know what I'm saying? They're getting redundant. You listen to the video and you got to go through the whole scenario over and over and over and over again before they get to the actual what they're gonna say, if they're gonna say anything, and that's at the end of the video. And you know what I'm talking about. Okay, what's wrong, Ramona? You've been sick. Now, did you get COVID? Hi, Karen. Hi, Mary. Hi, Rodinia, the old gray goat. Hey. They don't have the scroll button anymore. They used to have the scroll button so you can go back up and down the chat. They don't have that anymore. So what I see is what I get. Yeah. Now, where's yeah, you got a point there, Ramona, okay? It's just too all over the place. And that's hence my title, okay? Is it a distraction? Because that's what it seems like it's becoming. It's just a distraction. There's no way you can make that many like mistakes and throw that many. Everybody's throwing in and these are legitimate people. These are not just your regular schmegular run of the mill, okay, reporters. Was a three-ring circus from the get-go. I guess so, because this is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous. And then and what got it really going for me to question it is the fact that I was looking. I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to the names anymore. But I was listening to somebody talk about the front door was locked. The front door was locked. How you lock the front door, not the back door? Okay, I'm done. Oh gosh, an insect. Hey, Colleen. I got hit by insect a couple of times um, driving. Okay, in my lip. I got hit by a bee, and the stinger was in my lip. I had to pull it out. I got hit. I don't know what bug that was, but honey, it hit me so hard I wanted to cry, honey, in my lip, and it was swollen. And you know what it was? It was driving with my window down. Driving with my window down happened to me twice. Okay, twice. If it happened the third time, I don't remember. But honey, these two hit hard enough for me to remember. Oh yeah. So that's why I don't really like driving with my driver's window down, honey, because I got hit. Oh, right. You know what I'm saying? What is so hard to tell the truth? What is so hard that you don't have, and you guys are, these are reporters doing this, okay? Reporting the correct knowledge. It's like the reporters are purposely doing this because they're the ones reporting, okay? See what I'm saying? Everybody's report shouldn't be all over the place. They should coincide, okay? If there is some little variations, not that many, okay, but it should be able to fit right on into the story, and it's not. And every time you look around, y'all bring y'all little butts on here, and then they even got Savannah. She in it too, okay? Let me tell it. So tomorrow you see your primary care doctor. Okay, well, what's wrong? Okay, oh, I woke up, my leg was swollen. Oh, you're highly allergic to bees. Oh, wow. You even got to carry a pen. All can of worms are open now. No turning back. Hey, Sin. Well, what's wrong with your leg, girl? Oh, well, you said it was swollen, okay? And if is this, does it hurt swollen, or is it just swollen? Which either way is cause for alarm. But I'm just saying, are you in pain? I pray for healing, but you're gonna be all right, Ramona. Okay. Are you diabetic? It sounds like it could be a product of diabetes, or what do you call it? When your veins are clogged, might be some blockage. Oh, you in pain. Oh, it's swollen like that. Oh, girl, you might got fluid. Oh, okay, diabetic. Okay, yeah. Now, Ramona, did you get stung by a bee, or is Colleen? I mean, you got stung by a bee and it got your whole leg like that, and you diabetic, yeah, girl. Oh, you tried to flush it out, no luck. Yeah. Well, instead of you going to the primary care doctor, maybe you should go to the emergency. Now, the thing about going to the emergency is that you get more what do you call it? You get more they look at you better, okay? They usually make a more thorough look before you're sent home. Bug bites are serious, especially if you're allergic, or especially if they're carrying some kind of disease. Okay? I don't know what stinger at all. So you got stung by a bee, or you got bit? Okay, that's what I thought you were referring to, Colleen, is when, because I was talking about being stung. Okay. Yeah, you get more thorough medical care at the if you go to the emergency and you have a reason to go to emergency, you see what I'm saying? You're in pain and your leg is swollen, okay? Rather than just going to the primary care doctor who's going to send you to the emergency. See where I'm going with that? This is how they do, okay? So the question is, are we being distracted? Are we being misled? And if we are, why? Okay. What are we being distracted from? Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can answer this. Okay, I'm up here answer these questions like I'm this great big old professional. Okay, and then did you look at the video channeling Aries is the name of the channel, and they did a channeling on the general and that other and his missing co-worker. Hey, Tammy. Tammy waving. Hey, girl. Hey. Okay. Yes. And I'm going to start off with my violet veil. Okay. And I brought along some more cards. Okay. Just, okay. Spilling the tea and my tarot teenies. Okay. And see how that goes. We may use them. We may not. But oh, here's my stand right here. I've been looking. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's on and popping now. I knew I had another stand. Okay. That, let me put that right there so I can see it and know it. What's this? Okay. Yeah, because I was looking at that. Okay, so let's throw some cards. It's fun when you throw cards, okay? I'm not going to lie. I understand. I don't feel rushed. You guys don't rush me, okay? Well, I don't feel it, but and then we had all these people watching yesterday when we did the cards on the sun on Cam, and when I got off, I had a collective 1,800. Okay, and I'm like, what? Just minding my business. We sit here minding business, honey. Okay, not realizing now why I just bought this freaking lighter. I'm gonna have to. Well, first of all, let me turn off the fan because I got it on a medium. I'm collecting all the pieces that fall off my thing here, right? And I got it in a tray. So when it's all said and done, okay, I can still make me a little burn pile right there, okay? I thank you guys for the thumbs up. I really do. And I thank you for you even coming here. Oh, yeah, this one feel like it's going out, girl. I got to go get another lighter. Oh, man. Hold on, y'all. This is crazy. My lighter. Hey, Bookie Boo, where you been now? Hey, little mama. Where she going? My cat Tasha, she kills me. She act like she's so scary. As long as all the years you've been in this house, I'm finally getting her to gravitate, and she comes to me and she lays on me. And boy, sometimes like just now, here she come, okay, and then she sees me and she look at me and start taking off running, okay, like girl. I like girl, like I'm just brand new, okay. She kill me when she do that. Like you chasing her, you running after her. Oh my goodness. I be wondering what she's thinking when she does that, because you've been here since you've been for the past, I don't even know how many years. I gotta go and take a look. But yeah, I want to know what is going on. This Nancy Guthrie case, why it's all over, and why are we being misled? Why is the reporting so shabby? Okay, don't they have pride, self pride? Okay, oh my goodness, sheesh. Just reporting anything, okay? And the thing about it is that's going to backfire, because people are not going to watch you. They're not going to listen to you, okay? If they realize that you with the rest of them putting all this fake news out here. What's going on? Okay, so anyway, I want to see what the cards are going to say, okay, about this hey, from Mullings. My husband is Jamaican. Oh, and I seen you Sin, and who else I seen? Okay, I think it was Sin 6674 in somebody's live. Was it April? Yeah, because April does the questions. You ask the question Q&A. Okay. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. I'm like, because it came up on my TV, and I usually don't get the chat on my TV, and the chat came up on my TV, and I was able to see to tell you the truth. And I'm like, let me see if I see any of the people. Okay, yeah. Do I recognize? Thanks for the subscription, Rochelle. Bling it up. Okay. That's right. You like that bling bling. I like bling bling too. I like loud colors, and I like loud shiny jewelry. Okay. So what can you tell us? Let me get back focused. Okay. Mm-hmm. And even Psychic Mara came on here about Nancy Guthrie being essayed and hit in the head or something. I'm just like, child. Okay. But see, the energy changes. Okay. Energy changes. So, hey, who was Hoda making noise on the video? I don't know. Yeah, he's on his way back to Tucson. I think he's traveling back and forth instead of just staying there like he was at first. Okay. Uh-huh. So what can you tell us the energy? What's the energy now, since everything keeps changing, on Nancy Guthrie's investigation? Okay. Nancy Guthrie's investigation. What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers on this Nancy Guthrie investigation. What is the energy? And then I'm going to come in with the real question. Oh, what's going on? Get a good shuffle in here. because the card stock is thick. Even though I'm shuffling like this, it feels like it's not together, even though it is together. So, mhm. Get a good shuffle. Yes. Give us that energy on Nancy Guthrie's missing persons, kidnap, abduction, investigation. And thank you for your answers. Current energy. Oh, let me turn my. Okay, so at the bottom of this read is the Six of Cups. Okay, in reverse. Six of Cups in reverse. Uh, okay, so this talks about forgiveness and being stuck in the past. Okay, or being stuck. How about that? And the Queen of Pentacles. Now, that to me is Nancy herself. Okay, that's the way I see her, as the Queen of Pentacles, Queen Money. Okay. However, now that I think about it, it could be Savannah because that's the real Queen Money. I don't know. Let's check it out. The World. Oh, the End. Queen of Pentacles and the End. And we have the Three of Cups. Okay. So it's giving me like a celebration of life. Okay. Emotional. It's the end. She has completed her cycle, so to speak. And we have the Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold. Okay. And there's disappointment. We also have the Sun card. Okay. So there is going to be a light shined on this. Okay. Um, I'm trying to figure out the words. I can't come to the terms with the words. Okay. But we have the Lovers in reverse. Okay. And that is over the Queen of Pentacles. So the Lovers in reverse is a separation. Okay. It could be a disagreement. What else could it be? Let me look at the card. I forgot the book. And so you got, if you haven't gotten these cards, these are some pretty good cards because like I said, this is it comes with a guidebook. But this guidebook is a little different from a lot of the guidebooks because this has the upright meaning, reverse keywords, upright keywords. It has a description. It has what it means in relationships, career, and reverse. So you get a lot of interpretation. Okay, you get a lot of interpretation, and we have the Lovers in reverse. Mm. Okay, the key word is disharmony and imbalance. Okay, so there's some imbalance and disharmony around Nancy. Yeah, something's not adding up. And then we have the Hermit in reverse. We have, oh, look at this. We have the Hermit next to the Lovers. And we already have four out of the 7 cards that I've turned are major arcanas. And the world, the world card, and then we have the hermit in reverse. So it seems like a feeling of isolations. I don't think, okay, uh, if the person was homeless, I feel that they weren't, it was a choice. It's a choice to be homeless. They don't have to be homeless. That's the way I feel about it. If it was a homeless person just out there because they are under the influence of something, okay, whether it be not in their right mind or whether it be drugs or alcohol, okay, uh, is why they're out there homeless, if that is the case. However, I don't think it is someone homeless, okay? I think it is someone who is not homeless who knows what the F they're doing, okay? And I also feel like this is not a first time that this has been done. That's my story, my interpretations, your entertainment. This is all alleged, okay? Don't take it to heart. And you can't because there's so much stuff out there. But anyway, let's continue. So we have the hermit in reverse, okay? This is something, okay, about feeling alone, not wanting to be bothered. And we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, okay? Looking at the hermit. Okay. This is like feelings, emotional feelings of deceit, jealousy. That's what the celebration. The Three of Cups celebration is over the Queen of Cups in reverse. So whoever this is, okay, is in other words, is smirking. Somebody sit back and look with a plain face, but inside they're smirking. The Four of Cups. Yep. Being left out in the cold, okay, and they're not liking it. We also have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. That's going to be under the Sun card. So there is a lack of generosity. If I could, okay, a lack of generosity. Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting. And not to mention, this man is holding scales, and the scales are not balanced. Okay? So I would say a lack of generosity. What's being given out is not being given out to all like it should. Right. Okay. This says that the giving, okay, this is in reverse. Six of Pentacles is the generosity card, give and take. When it's in reverse, okay, it usually means somebody is being greedy, somebody is taking rather than, there's no reciprocity. There's no giving and receiving, okay, in here. And this giving is now a one-way street. Yep. And this is going, the sun card is going on this. So there's going to be a light shine on this. A light is going to be shown. Thanks for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Pulling that magic act, putting on the front. Yeah, but they're grinning. Yeah. So, Now the question, oh, okay, this is the energy behind the investigation. And then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah. So the books, even though the book says something else, I got to go with what I feel. And I don't always feel what they say. You got it. And that's what you're supposed to do. Okay. I feel more like rock bottom. You know what I'm saying? This is the Ten of Swords in reverse. It's kind of like a bittersweet. I get the feeling that this was set out purposely. Okay, but now that it's in there and the realization of what is done, now, okay, the rock bottom, realizing what you've done, hit rock bottom. Okay, you know what's giving me? This is giving me the that old movie, Imitation of Life. It's not an exact thing, okay, but it's just the fact that having a loving parent caring for you, okay, and you being selfish and mean and immature and all that, okay, and then mama's gone, okay, and now you're realizing there's a revelation maybe coming into you, like, oh my God, what have I done? Alleged. The imitation of light. What it is, trying to understand, is on the table, and whatever it's, I'm saying, yes, I'm saying the person uh, uh, who may have hurt or not. Okay, no, no, okay, because okay, this right here, this situation to me feels layered. Okay, who wanted this done or had this done is not the person who did it. Okay, the person who wanted this done or put these this set this into motion, okay, that's who I'm talking about. That's what I'm getting the feeling of, okay, because sometimes I get a feeling of directness, and sometimes I feel indirect. This one I'm feeling an indirectness, okay, that someone could be feeling. Now, the question was about the investigation and the energy, the current energy. And when I ask, okay, this is still part of the investigation, but it's like I'm getting different, let me show you, different hits. See how I have these cards right here? And even though I'm going this way, okay, I seem to be getting hits going this way when I start laying out the cards. and they start piling up. Okay, I can go this way, but sometimes I'm compelled this way. And what I was telling you was my intuition is going this way, where I have the Queen of Pentacles and the Lovers in reverse and the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, and the feeling that I am getting from that. Well, it's not that they don't have, right. They don't have their mom to fall back on emotionally. Okay, but sometimes you get so caught up in your emotions, you don't see the forest for the trees. Now that you have carried this out, the emotions kind of die down and you start getting a clarity. Right. Deep depression, despair, and yeah. Right. Hiding is an understating, but I'm telling you, I bet you I would not be surprised. The person who's hiding is not really hiding. The only people that's hiding are the perpetrators, the people who actually went in there and took Nancy and whatever. Those are the ones that are in hiding. But the person who's behind this, and I feel like there's someone behind this, is here in plain sight. They are not hiding. They're not hiding because they know or they feel that they are not being really seen. Okay, they're in the crowd with the rest of the the rest of the suspects, the rest of the people who are they're looking at. They're looking at the brother. They're looking at the kids. They're looking at this person. They're looking at the Epstein files. They're looking at all this, and the person is in there. Okay, but you just don't know which one it is. Right, well, yeah, it's a cowardly move. Yes, it is a very cowardly move. But this is too is hitting feelings. I believe these feelings are probably hidden, and because they're hidden, has a lot to do with why this is happening. Because this person has allowed their feelings to be suffocated. Now the feelings, okay, now that the feelings are breathed out because you set this into motion, now comes the clarity. Now comes the clarity. And the clarity is it wasn't that serious, immature, selfish. Okay. These feelings you're gonna start seeing okay, what what's really going on. Hey Penny, how you been? They may have a feeling that something is missed in the house, okay, because they they botched the job, so to speak, okay. There, and if there is something in the house, then that means that there's something that they're able to go back and get. They just don't know what. They don't know what. Not to mention, you got to realize too that these people, it's like now. at the point that we're at in the investigation, going back and trying to find that clue is like a needle in a haystack, because not only have you let people walk all over the front door, okay, but they themselves have walked all over the crime scene. We have the Four of Cups in reverse, okay? This could represent greed. It could also represent recovery. And I'm getting a sense of recovering. Okay, letting go. There we go. Letting go of people, places, and things. Want to be alone. The Chariot in reverse talks about a loss of control. Okay? Talks about a loss of control. No direction. We have the Two of Pentacles. There we go with that Two of Pentacles, balancing that money. Three of Swords in reverse. Now, this talks about recovery. The Three of Swords in reverse, okay, talks about recovery. What I would like to know is, was her bed messed up? Did she have bedroom slippers missing? Did she have a nightgown or pajamas missing? Did she have bathrobe missing? Well, the reason why they're not telling you that is because if somebody wants to take credit for the crime, okay, they would know these things. That's why. Hey, Sin. Happy Sunday to you too, Linda. Yeah. They are yeah, these are something, and that right there is something like that, okay, whether she even slept in her bed or not, okay, they're able to tell uh, by if there's indention, the covers are messy. Does it look like the covers were thrown back? What would they could tell if the bed was slept in or not? Okay, and whatever is around the crime scene. Okay, but you were talking about like the interviews Nancy did about her being taken out with no shoes on. Okay. Do you know or remember all your mama's shoes? Okay. I mean, anybody's shoes in the car. Do you remember all the shoes? And maybe the house shoes that were by the bed were still there, or there were a pair of house shoes by the bed. Okay. Hello, AT Bree. You're early. This is the first pull. Okay. So we have the recovery. Okay. Now, when I say recovery in these cars, when they're doing recovery, okay, this is the generosity and recovery, okay? Recovery could mean healing. That's what they mean by recovery, in a sense of healing, okay? A sense of clarity. Okay, and we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. There goes your clarity. Didn't I tell you? Clarity. See? We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse talks about exhaustion. Okay, too tired. Okay, uh, uh, yeah. So letting go of people and places and things, and this is the reason why you're too tired to hold on. Okay, too tired. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles talks about a new opportunity. Okay. However, it is overshadowed by the Chariot. The Chariot in reverse. Loss of control, loss of direction. Okay. And the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Talks about selfishness, stagnation. And there we go with the King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. The King of Pentacles represents corruption, materialism, okay, and having no stable, not being stable, instability, okay, instability. So we're talking about the energy coming from the investigation as it's going. Okay. This is kind of like a broad spectrum here because we ask a general question. So this could be various feelings. What's going on in the investigation? Seems like they lost control, they lost direction. They're trying to figure out which way they should go. Okay. There's also somebody worried about the finances. Okay. There's also somebody who has hit rock bottom and is trying to recover. They're getting a clarity about themselves. So this is going on, okay, current energy on the investigation, okay? So now we're going to go in and be a little bit more specific, okay? What I want to ask before I get too specific, and if you have any questions, put them up, put them up. This is a good time to get your questions in, okay? Was there a doctor that came out? There was a doctor to come out for what? There was nobody to doctor on. Now, I don't know anything about a doctor coming to. Now, see, this is stuff that's coming out here and there, okay? I don't know about a doctor coming to her house. She may have had, okay, somebody. I'm not saying she didn't, but I haven't heard anything about it. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised if a doctor or a nurse, a qualified nurse, would come to the home, okay, and because of her health. You're asking if a doctor. I don't know about a doctor coming to the. Normally, you would go into the person's office. Okay, I think if you have those pacemakers, you go into the office and they hook you up to a machine to get the information that is being collected by the pacemaker. Okay. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, you people. It helps. Okay, but before I go there, what I wanted to ask is, okay, is the Nancy Guthrie case a distraction? Okay. Are we being purposely distracted by Nancy Guthrie's investigation case? Are we being purposely misled? Okay. What can you tell us about the direction? If we're being misled on this case? Okay. I don't know if I can answer this question, but I'm asking. I'm putting myself to the test, okay? Are we being misled? This Nancy Guthrie case, is it a distraction? What do you want us to know? Is this case a distraction? What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. The Nancy Guthrie case, a distraction. The bottom of the reed is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Let's use the book. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? The Ten of Pentacles in reverse talks about a financial loss and family disputes. Okay? Hold on. It talks about it says in reverse, this card indicates long-term issues with money or family. Reconsider your present actions as they may cause future harm. So this talks about long-term losses or family disputes. Ooh. They send them to update their chats or their charts. We'll ask, though. We'll definitely ask. Okay, so the question, is this Nancy Guthrie case a distraction? Seven of Swords. Yes, somebody's trying to get away with something. Somebody's trying to get away with something. Somebody's hiding something. Okay, but it looks more like they're taking. So, ooh, just a circus. Hurting their mom's feelings with disrespect. Child, you can't make this up, okay? I'm just shuffling. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot me. Everything's alleged, okay? My interpretations. your entertainment. So at the first card is the Seven of Swords. Somebody's trying to get away with something. Okay, let's see what this book says. The Violet Veil, Seven of Swords. Something, something. Seven of Swords, trickery, deception, strategy. This card represents strategy, discretion, and hidden motives. It encourages awareness and mindful action. Okay? Like I said, is it a distraction? Yes. Wow. Funny how this card, the descriptions, okay? Page of Cups. This Page of Cups with the fish jumping out the cup is somebody who's sensitive, somebody who's naive, emotional, immaturity, I would say, even though it's not in reverse. I would definitely, somebody, yeah. And sheesh, yeah. And the Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. I said swords. We got the Seven of Swords with the deception. The Seven of Cups in reverse. Woo. Get it together, girl. Illusions and overwhelming options. Okay, those are the key words. Okay, now in reverse, your options may seem overwhelming, but it's time to make a choice. This also warns that some options are illusions. In reverse. Okay. So this right here is a representation of choices. These seven cups represent seven choices. Okay. In reverse, you still have choices, but your choices are now pretty much illusions. Okay. Nine of Swords. It's a nightmare. Definitely a nightmare. The Fool in reverse. Yeah. So what this is telling me, the question is the case a distraction? Yes, it is a distraction. Okay. It is a distraction. Okay. Because somebody's trying to get away with something. And this somebody, okay, is emotionally sensitive. And the nightmare is giving me the clarity that I effed up. Okay? I effed up. Seven of Cups represents smoke and mirrors, illusions. Okay? You got options here, but you got to pick wisely. Okay? In reverse, okay? In reverse, there's a clarity. All the illusions have been dumped out the cups. Okay, so you have clarity. Okay, now you got nightmares. Now you got the nightmares. Okay, We got the fool in reverse. Here's the fool in reverse because of your risky behavior. You taking your risky behavior, recklessness. Okay, this is a perfect example of how the devil will sit up there and talk you into doing something because you're emotional, you're immature, okay, and then turn around and give clarity, okay. So now you stressed out. Now you worried you're gonna get caught. Now you realize what you have done. That's how the devil works on you. The devil's a liar, okay. That's why they say that, okay. And he turned on you just like that. Yeah, it's deep. It is deep. It is deep. That's the thing about it, okay. And what the cards are saying, and they're saying that somebody, I noticed in different readings and interpretations, I noticed that some of the people talk about feeling left out. Okay, somebody a feeling of being left out. I noticed that. Okay, the thing about it is we're overlooking that this person is emotionally, allegedly, okay, and apparently these emotions run deep. These emotions run so deep, this feeling is so deep that this person just lost control. The devil made them do it. Now the devil is tormenting them. That's how the devil works. He talk you into get. You know how they had the devil on this shoulder and the devil on that shoulder, okay? And you listening to the wrong shoulder, and he sit up there and he talk you into doing something, okay? And then where do they show the devil? They show the devil sitting on your shoulder now that you done did it, antagonizing you and talking about, okay, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Well, what if they know it's you? And all this kind of, that's how the devil works. Hello from Scotland. Eliza. Oh, Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth. Yeah, this is a sort of revenge, okay, on the emotional level, and it cuts deep, okay. And if this is the case, it's going to be like, wow, really? To us, it'll be like, wow, really? You know what I'm saying? These are like this is like cuckoo. One flew over the cuckoo's nest, okay? But they don't want you to know they cuckoo. They know they cuckoo. If they don't know, they know now. They know now. Oh, yeah. Eating away at them. Not to mention, okay, you got Barney Fife on the case. Ciao! Couldn't have picked a better scenario, okay? However, at the same time, there's a lot of shakiness, okay? Shady dealings, shady people, or shady paths. We'll say shady paths from whoever that have nothing to do with the case, but still shady nonetheless. The dirt comes out in the wash. You see what I'm saying? And this is the wash. This is the wash. Okay. And there are numerous people in the wash that don't want their dirt coming out. Okay. So you got all these he say, she say, woulda, coulda, and this person is affiliated with that, and this person is affiliated with this, and just that just adds to the confusion. Which this person is happy. However, we still on the case. And the detectives are still on the case, and they trying to get to the bottom line. And now they have the detectives have screened out all this he say, she say, okay, and they've become hush. So now you don't know what they're doing. So now it's just right now it's just people throwing stuff out here and there. Okay, I guess. Hey, Rose. Hello. See what I'm saying? Okay. This is the vibe. Okay. So Savannah, what's her name? Savannah and her husband, Annie and her husband, Cam and his wife, Nancy, and anybody else, okay, associated with this case, okay, the sheriff, whatever, the detectives, all of them, okay, is in the wash. And if they got some dirt, it's coming up, okay? It's coming up. So, as not to be distracted, which they are the FBI and they're investigating, they can't be distracted with all this nonsense, okay, as they would say, is going on. Not to mention, we got certain people like the sheriff that want to run their mouth, okay? So we definitely got to keep things on the hush hush, okay? And they probably have an inkling, okay, about this being inside. It may not be somebody they forgot about, though. Okay. I don't think this is somebody they forgot about. And if they didn't, if they did forget, they about to remember. But I don't think this is somebody that they forgot about. Okay. You got to remember, this is somebody that's wearing a mask. Okay. And it could be any of them, allegedly. Allegedly. But it's somebody close to home. Allegedly. Allegedly. Let's keep going. Okay. So we got that out there. Somebody's hiding something. Mm-hmm. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Once again, the give and take. The secret, what's being hidden, is over. Somebody trying to get away with something, somebody hiding something, somebody stealing something, is over the generosity in reverse. And the Six of Pentacles in reverse, we just came across that on the first read, okay, in reverse. Is unpaid debts. Oh, somebody in debt and they hide it. It could all be so simple. Mm-hmm. Unpaid debts. Ace of Pentacles. The Page of Cups is coming in and he's offering, he's naive, okay, a new opportunity. A new opportunity. And when they say pentacles, Money involved. Money involved. Manifestation. Yeah. This card represents new material opportunities, materialism, okay? Prosperity and grounded beginnings. It reflects potential for growth and stability. Why? Because they are in debt. You know, I guess they must be up into their head. They must be over their head in debt. An opportunity arrives for you to increase material wealth. Wait, where was I? To increase material wealth or health. Wealth or health. The Eight of Pentacles is in reverse. Okay. Now the Eight of Pentacles is working hard, honing your refining your skills. Okay. But in reverse, it talks about laziness. Okay. Laziness. Okay. This also talks about the potential of being too consumed by a project. Okay. And with the Seven of Cups, smoke and mirrors, okay, you are consumed by emotions. Your emotions have consumed you. And the Two of Cups. The nightmares and the despair are hanging over the Two of Cups. Okay? So the harmony in your life is being messed up. Is you got nightmares hanging over that. Okay? Got nightmares hanging over that. Depression, despair. Yep. So you have a relationship here and you have nightmares hanging over it. Okay? This could be the relationship with your mom as well as your partner, sister, or brother. You have nightmares. And the Five of Wands, you have conflict. Okay? And this conflict is competing conflict. Okay? You're competing in your mind, I guess, because, yeah, you're competing. Let's look at the book, okay? Wands. Ooh, rivalry, sibling rivalry, competition. Oh, oh, they go to word, competition, conflict, rivalry. Okay, it's talking about that this rivalry often stems from miscommunication. Okay, miscommunication. This is from this miscommunication is probably along the lines of holding stuff in and not saying how you feel. You may feel like in relationships, okay, relationship could be anything, okay? Mama, daddy, sister, brother, okay? But in your relationships, you constantly in disagreement or competing for their attention. Okay? Yeah, but here's the thing though. You got to realize we got 3 kids here, okay? And if that's the case, just be don't more than one could be jealous. They could all be jealous, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Mm, okay, we got to keep an open mind, is what I'm saying. Allegedly. Thumbs up the video, you guys. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. I appreciate it. Mm, rivalry. Keyword rivalry. Okay. My violet veil don't lie. And then we have the Hierophant in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse has the Six of Pentacles. Hanging over its head along with the thief. The Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant. Have to get myself back on track sometimes. In reverse, the key words in reverse is refusing knowledge and bad traditions, bad habits. This is hard-headed. Hard-headed. They refuse to change. They refuse to learn. They hard-headed. Okay? And then we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. The Five of Pentacles represents being left out in the cold. Okay? In reverse, we'll look at this one because in reverse, it can represent, and this is on the financial side, okay, too, is that they're trying to make a recovery. And this right here shows me that the offer in the disguise of a new opportunity, okay, is what they're using to recover losses with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. To recover losses. But let me look, because sometimes when I look at this, it'll give me an additional hit. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it'll give me an additional hit. Yeah, recovery from loss and end of hardship. Okay. That tells me that what we were talking about, the distraction, okay, is hidden financial debt. There we go. Financial debt being hidden, okay, and an opportunity to recover. So somebody felt that Nancy, whether it be a kidnapping or whether it be to take her out and get rid of her, okay, was seen as an opportunity to get some money so that they can recuperate their losses, so to speak. Because maybe they didn't let the family, the other members, know how much in debt they were. They were just expecting somebody to give them some money, maybe. Okay, because like I said, this is an emotional person. This is somebody who holds in their emotions, and now it's come out because I'm the man. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm a mighty good man. You see what I'm saying? I know that's not the way the song goes, but hey, I said what I said, okay? But yeah, because what I've been feeling through this whole situation, there is a man behind this. It could be a female. I could be wrong, but this is what I'm feeling. Maybe, okay, the female is giving off masculine energy. Maybe the energy is so strong that it's feeling masculine, or it's masculine energy. But I've always had the feeling that there is a male behind this. Greed, not need. Well, they need, okay? If this is the case, they need some money to pay off their debts. Okay, that's fine. And the greed is coming in because they're not going about it in the right way. So a greed, okay, and need. A need for greed. How about that? A need for greed. Even though they don't need it, but they think, okay, yeah. I don't feel that Tommy, okay, I'd rather say Annie, okay, because he's the husband. It's her mom, okay. I feel that if Savannah is paying off her house and helping this girl out financially, she she ain't got no problem taking care of the mom. Now she may have not went about it. Okay, there's a lot of things left to be said. Okay, but if I'm gonna get a house paid off, if my sister gonna pay off my house and I get to own my house, oh yeah, honey, okay, let me move down there with mama, honey, okay, get me closer, okay, you gonna pay the house? Girl, okay. See what I'm saying? Now, maybe Savannah suggested this situation, okay? Maybe she said, either you could move closer or I'll just get mom a live in. okay, and I'll pay the live-in. Well, shit, if you can pay the live-in, because I do that with my mama, okay. She talking about this was years ago when I lived in San Francisco, and I was talking to my mom on the phone, okay, and she talking about she donated $100 to the homeless, and I was living in the homeless. Wait, was I living in the homeless hotel at the time? And I was like, you did what? I'm homeless. You could have just gave me the $100. Okay. Oh yeah. True story. Mm-hmm. Yes. At the homeless hotel in San Francisco. Oh, I had fun too, honey. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, that was one of the highlights of my life, was being homeless in San Francisco. Okay. Mm-hmm. Free chicken and pork chops and stuff. Yeah, girl. Free shoes, brand new shoes, not no used shoes. Brand new clothes. Remember that store, Esprit? Remember Esprit back in the day? My daughter was coming in with these new shoes. I said, where you getting all this new stuff from? Okay. And she told me that the social worker was giving it to her. So I went to the social worker, because I want to verify. She like, yeah. She opened up the closet, girl. She had shoe boxes lined. Okay. The closet was full of nothing but shoe boxes all the way to the ceiling. To the ceiling. Touching the ceiling. So that means you got to slide the box out from in between. And I'm like, girl, we was laughing. Okay, yeah, me and the social worker. But I just, my daughter was telling the truth. She's getting these shoes from the lady. And I go, okay, yeah. Which puts them in debt. I heard that they can't pay their taxes. Somebody sent me no, they didn't send it. They put it in the comments section. If you want to scroll through one, I don't know what video it was, whatever. But they made the comment that they're supposed to be broke, but they sure paid their taxes. They paid this and that. That doesn't sound broke to me. I just keep it moving. I read your comment, and I acknowledge it by hitting the like button. Okay? And keep it moving. So you're telling me their taxes is not paid. If the taxes are not paid, believe me, okay, they're going to be paid, because Savannah is not going to sit up there and let that girl lose that house over some little any taxes when she didn't pay all that money. See what I'm saying? Okay. So it'll be taken care of if it has not. However, okay, just to answer your question, that's personally how I would feel. Okay. Makes sense to me. Yeah, girl, that's what I heard. The house was paid in full. Annie's house. This was not too long before, I believe, not too long before the their mom, the mom situation. You still got to pay the property taxes, right? You still got to pay the property. Now, if they can't pay the property taxes, I don't know what to tell them. So, education and well, the thing about it is, not only could she pay for the house, okay, the man has a job. I'm pretty sure, okay. So the property taxes don't cost as much. I don't know how their property taxes are paid. I don't know when they're required in the state of Arizona. Okay, I know out here in California, I think they collect property taxes twice a year, in the middle in June and December. Okay, now you pay your property taxes, so you can spread that out over a monthly thing and have it deposited in the savings account. Okay, so you can pay your taxes. And if you don't do that, then that's because you're not handling your finances. Yes, I don't know about Nancy's taxes on her house. Okay. And if they're not paid, okay, it might be because she's not there. You know what I'm saying? That part. Okay, so let's go back. Let's finish this up. Now, this was asking about, is this a distraction? Is this Nancy situation a distraction? So basically, so far, what I've come up with, okay, is that yes, it is a distraction. Okay, it is a distraction from somebody somewhere. This is all alleged. Your entertainment, right? Okay, I'm hoping you're entertained. I am. This is getting interesting. I don't know. I come here and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have nothing, and then all of a sudden, I'm so engrossed in the reading, okay, and entertained, so to speak. Okay, so it's telling me that yes, this is a distraction, okay, and it's a distraction for money, okay. They don't want you to. It's there's something being hidden, okay, and because it's hidden, it's not. It's like okay, oh, it's not for money, even though it's for money. See what I'm saying? Because everybody gonna follow the money, and they know that, okay. So that's what I'm feeling. It's a roundabout way uh, of getting to the money. Not to mention that the mistakes, the mishaps in this investigation, okay, have just added to the confusion. See what I'm saying? Just added to the confusion. Not to mention, I'm not gonna lie, okay, all these things coming up, okay, even the readings, maybe my reading, I'm not intentional, it's not intentional. I'm coming from the kindness of my heart, and God knows that, okay. But some of the readings could be for monetary gain, and people can easily make them AI videos and all this, and they get heck of views. Okay, we talking thousands of views. Okay, and that's some money. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. That's some money. Okay, and so they may be willing to throw in something. Okay, making it look real, but it's not really real. And that's my honest opinion. Okay, so that's what this is feeling to me. There's somebody in the background, there's something being hidden, okay, and yes, you are being misled. So she has no taxes. Arizona offers a senior property valuation freeze for qualifying residents age 65 plus in Exeter. Okay, so I don't know what she has. I don't know if she owed the taxes or not. I don't know. This has just been brought to my attention in the live. And I would just say, I don't know. And there's and a lot of things they have for seniors. Yes, they do have for seniors and to help seniors. If you listen to Savannah, she says up to that price. I noticed that too. You're talking about the reward money you can get up to. I noticed that. I'm like, wait, okay. Matter of fact, now that you mentioned it, okay, let's elaborate, okay, because I caught that. I caught that. Okay, and I'm like, okay, well, what's this? Labor Day sale or something? You can save up to 50% off. Up to. Okay. And yeah, I caught that. Yeah, boo boo. I caught that. They can't sell that house for 5 years, okay? Well, no, okay? It's a lot of stuff that's going to be held up, okay? But I don't know what's going on in the background, okay? But here's another distraction, because if somebody could think of doing something like this and their emotions is like this, okay, maybe it was to knock out the contenders, okay, on the money. If Savannah is giving the money out, okay, and if she's giving the money out to her mom, maybe it was to knock the mom out the way so that they can get the money. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, a roundabout way. So, uh, this could be emotional and prideful. Maybe she did. I don't know how it works in Arizona. They don't have taxes in Arizona, do they? They don't even have taxes. Do they have property taxes? Let's see. Now that you mention it. Yeah, because my roommate back in the day used to go to Arizona and buy the cigarettes because they weren't taxed. Does the state of Arizona have property taxes? Yes, but they're relatively low. Arizona has relatively low ooh, property taxes, often ranking among the lowest in the nation. Okay? So the property tax ain't even 10%. Property taxes are due annually. They're due annually, okay? On October 1st. Child, okay, that's so cute. If the property taxes are over $100, they can be paid in 2 installments. Yep. They're low. They're not even 10%. And like I said, okay, the so they can pay their taxes twice a year if it's over $100, okay, which is October 1st and March 1st. Oh, so we just passed March 1st. Catch that T? Okay. They do have a tax exemption if your taxes are higher than $200,000. Okay. Yep. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. She owned her home for 50 years. Okay. The thing with Nancy is, okay, her value may not be seen as $1.2 million. You see what I'm saying? Whatever she paid for the house back in that day, okay, is what she's paying because the house has not been sold. If the house is sold for $1.2 million or more, okay, in the increase, whatever, that's what the property tax is based on. How much the house was bought for. Okay. So if that house is kept in the family, okay, they're not going to be paying a lot of property taxes on that house anyway. Okay. And the thing about it is the upkeep of the house is probably more than the property taxes. Okay. It's a large property. Prices have gone up. Okay. There is no 50 cents an hour. See what I'm saying? Okay. And then two is she needed in-home care. So you had to pay for that. Bingo. Bingo. Bingo costs money, girl. Okay. You go out to bingo, honey, get your bingo cards. You gotta pay for that. So yeah. hmm And I'm thinking if the the son lives up there in Vermont, it may be cheaper for him to come and live in his mama's house, okay, with them taxes. That's why someone took out $50,000 about 3 weeks ago. Tommaso is her financial advisor. I tell you, okay. And then, okay, here's the thing about it. He's her financial advisor, okay. So you pay your financial advisor. They get paid, okay. He has a condo in Tucson, okay. He may have, girl. Okay, let's finish on. Okay, the question is Nancy Guthrie's pace a distraction? Okay, Six of Cups, childhood memories, nostalgia, and then there's the Tower. There's a tower coming. There's a tower moment coming on the Two of Cups, the Nine of Swords, okay, and the Tower. Woo! Oh my. Let's see what this card says about a tower moment. Ooh, okay. And that is 10, 5, 16. Mm. The key word is sudden change and upheaval. Okay. The tower symbolizes sudden change, breakthrough, and the collapse of old foundations. It clears the way for truth and rebuilding. Okay. That's a description. The upright meaning, the universe is striking down an unstable foundation to build something greater. Be prepared for massive change, which includes growing pains. So, this right here is telling me this could tell me a lot of things, okay, as far as the house is concerned, okay. A sudden upheaval, okay, a sudden change. Well, there's a need for a sudden change. He does have a wife and kids. He has a wife and kids. And we got the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords charging in, okay? Charging in the conflict. More reckless behavior. And the Three of Pentacles in reverse. There we go. Civil rivalry. Okay. You know, this reminds me, like I said, my brother and my sister. My mom had 3 kids, 2 boys, two girls, 1 boy. And out of the 3, okay, my brother was hard. He was hard headed. Oh, he was hard headed. And this is coming up. Hard headed. Lack of teamwork. Okay. He was hard headed. I mean, he went out. I mean, he couldn't go outside without the police coming knocking at the door. Okay. But his record is clean because he was underage. You see what I'm saying? But every time he went outside, him and Steve Jervin. Yep. I remember. But he was hard headed. And this just brought that flashback to my mind. I don't know who Tommaso is anymore. All I know is Tommaso is Annie's husband. They got so many job descriptions for this man. Okay. He got all these job descriptions. He the only one in the family that got so many job descriptions. He got 12 jobs. 12 jobs. 12 jobs he got. Okay. So I don't know. I'm not keeping up with that because I don't want to be tainted in my readings. Okay. So yeah. It's bad enough I watch these videos and I'm not tainted by the videos. They give me questions to ask, yeah, but that's it because it's so many and it's so much it's overwhelming. The information is overwhelming. At my age, I can't hold in all that information. Yeah, he's married. I read that he was married. He has 2 girls. Okay. He got 12. I'm trying to tell you, he liked them Jamaicans. Them Jamaicans be having. Man, I don't know if you used to watch In Living Color, and the guys used to compete about the jobs. They talk and act like they Jamaicans, and they was all in the family. I got 100 jobs. How many jobs you have? Okay, like they have all these jobs. These Jamaicans. That's all I know too. But now they saying that he got power of attorney. He's a legal advisor and all this. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute now. This stuff, you got to get paid for this stuff. Okay. Yes. Yes. Thumbs up. Y'all got to keep me going. Keep me in the algorithm. Okay. Yes. This is a trip. But when you have like the power of attorney and stuff like that, there's a fee involved. Just like if y'all can't handle the business and it gets turned over to the court, they gonna charge you. No, it doesn't have to be Savannah. Let me tell you why. Savannah got two. Savannah wouldn't be the no. Not waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning so you can go to work. You ain't gonna be nobody. You wouldn't be my financial advisor. No, ma'am. Okay. Oh no. How you gonna advise? How you gonna advise? You ain't got time to advise somebody's finances. Oh no. Don't work like that. Mm-mm. No. Yeah, cat lady, I don't think it works like that. I don't think that would be a good idea because those people that are on the movie scenes, those news people and all that stuff, okay, they run up a lot of hours, okay? They be tired. Yeah, not living in New York. Nah, nah. The closest gets the mostest. Okay, so let's finish this off. Okay, so now, okay, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which is a lack of teamwork, and we have Judgment in reverse. Okay, and Judgment in reverse to me is bad judgment. Okay, feeling left out in the cold, and you made a bad judgment. You made a bad call. Okay, and then we have Death. Yeah. So there's something is ending and something is beginning. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. This talks about selfishness. And the Six of Wands and victory. And the Chariot. So somebody's feeling victorious and causing this distraction. Okay? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. There we go with the loss. And the Eight of Cups. Walking away from what no longer serves you. And then this is the mini jail card as well with the Four Swords. Okay? Yeah. Somebody thinking they walking away when they walking they butt right on the jail. And there we go. When it's all said and done, the Sword of Truth, the Ace of Swords. That's going to be the victory. The victory card is over the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. That's where the victory is going to be. So there is going to be truth. There's going to be truth in this situation, even though it's a distraction and it's irritating. It's irritating. I know it is irritating. Okay. But when it's all said and done, okay, we will get some clarity. We will get a solution. Okay. We will get a victory. Okay. At the end of the day. However, being that it's down here toward closer to me, it's not coming too soon, but it's coming. It's coming. Oh, and then the question about the doctors. Okay. Let's see. In the cards, who would be a doctor? Let's see. In tarot, what card represents a doctor? The Hierophant. Okay. Is there another card? Okay, so other cards indicating doctor would be Temperance, the Star cards, or the King of Swords. So somebody of authority and major arcanas. Now, Temperance usually represents pharmacists or mental health. And the Star card will represent holistic or general healing. Okay. And okay. And the King of Swords would represent a surgeon or a specialist. Okay. So let's get with the cards and let's see what comes up. Okay. Yes. What was the question? Did she have a doctor? Cameron lives in Vermont, so it wouldn't be him. Some of those links, okay. Well, she should let you copy it, okay, because usually they won't let you, some of the links they won't let you send it. We should invent a large tarot shuffler. Oh yeah. Well, you could just take what you have and make it bigger. A cardiologist lived not too far from Nancy. I'm pretty sure that there were quite a few doctors that lived in that area. I would not be surprised because they can afford to live in an area like that. They definitely could afford. Okay, so we're gonna ask: did Nancy have a? What was the question? Ramona, you asked about a doctor coming to the home. Let's see. They say he left when this case broke. Ooh, honey, I don't know how y'all be getting all the lady business. Did Nancy Guthrie have a doctor come to the home to check on her? Did Nancy Guthrie have a doctor coming to the home to check on her? What can you tell us about Nancy Guthrie having a doctor to come in and check on her? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answer. At the bottom of the deck, okay, the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords could represent, it's nightmares, okay? But it can also represent, when you're talking medical, it could represent surgery. Yeah, but she had a caregiver in 2023. This is 2026. Okay. Did she have a doctor? And there's your surgeon. Okay, the sun. Yes. The sun. Okay. Nine of Wands in reverse. Okay. So maybe somebody was coming in to look on her because she was tired. The Lovers in reverse. Oh. Oh. Not the Lovers in reverse. Maybe that represents two people. Oh, but the Lovers? Okay, let's look. The Lovers in reverse. Oh my God. Okay, the Lovers talks about an imbalance and disharmony. Okay. So this could be an imbalanced relationship, or she may have had a trouble with her balance. She may have had trouble with her balance. Okay. The Three of Pentacles. Okay. So there was teamwork. So she may have had more than one person coming in. Okay. As far as medical, yeah, we have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay. It talks about being needy. Yeah. So somebody to watch over her with the Sun card. Okay. And we have the Sword of Truth. Okay. And there's your surgeon right there too. The Ace of Swords. Sounds like a surgeon. Hold on. And the Knight of Cups. So there was something about the imbalance, disharmony is over the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is representing disappointment and deceit. And the Five of Swords. Okay. The Five of Swords represents some conflict, communications. So there's something going on here. Okay. And there we go with the Four of Swords. We got swords. Okay. So it's like they were coming in for her recovery. She might have had surgery of some kind. I'm not really sure, but I have the Two of Swords in reverse. She might have had some kind of surgery. Yeah. Oh, okay. On her heart. Okay. Okay. She had heart surgery, so to speak. Maybe that's where the pacemaker comes in to install the pacemaker. Yeah. And then there was a celebration. Okay. So we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I don't even know why I catch that when I knew the lady had a heart. It took me a minute, okay, to decipher this, but I'm glad it did because then that let me know that my intuition is kicking in, okay. Even though I already know, I should have known the lady got a heart problem, okay. But I'm looking at these swords is what's got me intrigued, okay. So here we go. Oh, King of Pentacles, okay. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Did he pay for the her to get that surgery? Wait, hold on. Seven of Pentacles. Ooh. Investments. Oh. Ooh. Why am I saying ooh? What's coming to my mind? Okay, let me tell y'all. The tree of investments, the seven of pentacles is reap what you sow. It also represents investment card, okay? And I'm wondering, did she use some of that money to pay for her surgery, her heart surgery? Yeah, well, see, the thing about the DNA, okay, I don't know. I really don't have any hope in the DNA, okay, but you never know, okay. But and that's only because of the information that comes out from them. Okay, it's so wishy washy. I don't, honey, the evidence they got now. Okay, I'm really waiting to hear what they say about the finances. Okay, but the DNA and the video from the neighbor. Okay, to see what they can get. She ain't got free medical. She ain't got free medical. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Not making that much money. She ain't got free medical. She may pay a portion. I think she has to pay a portion. See, medical, when you get medical care, it's not the same as surgery. That's not the same as surgery. Okay? Unless she had some Medi-Cal, she could have had free, But what I'm saying is living in the area and the money they have, okay, it's not cut and dry. Okay. The more, like Biggie said, the more money, the more problems. Okay. Well, that's basically it. Because when it comes to your health and stuff like that, and you're making a lot of money, okay, though, yeah, those medical insurance, okay, have a cap, especially if you're getting Medicare, okay, and stuff like that. There's a cap. So if you have private insurance, okay, when it comes to surgery, they will cover a percentage. But what is your income bracket? Direct deposit, Medicare paid for your surgery, for my surgery. Just like living, okay, just like a nurse or living assistance, okay, depending on your income bracket, they will pay for somebody to come in there and assist you. But if your income is too high, your income bracket is too high, you have to pay for it yourself. She had knee surgery. That's Annie. Now, wait a minute. Didn't Annie have the knee surgery? See, a lot of us take for granted, okay, because we get assistance and we don't have to pay for all these medical procedures. You see what I'm saying? Okay. I don't know what it's like in Arizona. I know in California, okay, we have a lot of assistance with medical help, okay? Not everybody has it, okay? And where's that big old bug in here? I saw that big old bug last night. Maybe he flew away. Anyway, I don't know why I'm looking for it. It just came up. But it depends. Medicare lets you work now. Well, she wasn't working. And then, okay, see, not everybody has taken advantage of that Obamacare, okay? And they put a lot of bad um, um, stories out about it because they don't want you to know you got something good, okay? And I'm calling it Obamacare because I'm saying it for all the whole United States, okay? But in California, it's covered California. Somewhere else, it's another name. You see what I'm saying? Okay, but that's all out there, and the reason why they require that people have health insurance is because it takes all of us to make this system work. See what I'm saying? They're trying to take it from us. Okay. However, it works for the majority of people. But if you are in a higher income bracket, it may not work for you. You get a lot of people with, oh, it didn't work for me and all that. Okay, but how much money is they making? You know what I'm saying? Okay, you got to be, if you're making a lot of money, you got to pay for some of this stuff yourself. So I don't know what her finances were. If you got all these investments and got this money coming in, honey. No, I slept in another room. I didn't sleep in here. But when I came in here to get something, the bug had moved from over there and it was over here. But now I don't see it. So I don't know where it's at. Okay. Now you got me. See, you got me looking. Okay, we're supposed to be reading cards. Okay. Okay, so now we're talking about the doctors. Okay, did Nancy have doctors coming in her home? Okay, and then we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay. Oh, I wonder, was there a decision to stop because it was getting too much? The load was dropped. There was a load here that was dropped. What's this card? Um, the Queen of Cups. Okay, let's keep going. That's the Ten of Wands in reverse. Death in reverse. Death in reverse means the end. There is no beginning. Okay? Death in the heart. Okay. Ooh. Now we got something else coming. Hold on, yo. Hold on. What in the world? In the night, the King of Cups in reverse. Ooh. Wait. Well, I don't know what. Okay, this is crazy. It's telling me the intuition I'm getting is like, here comes the King of Cups next to the Death card in reverse. Okay, next to the Ten of Wands. It was a load. Okay, it was put to an end, and there's the King of Cups. Okay, and he's celebrating. So, oh my God. and the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is going over the King of Pentacles. So there was some type need for expansion. Let me see. Let me look at this Knight of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Child. The Knight of Pentacles reversed. Oh no, this is not reversed. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles talks about progress and routine. This is someone, okay. I'm getting this masculine energy coming in. And oh, now that you guys are talking about finances and we're going back and forth about the money, the reading is having someone come in, the doctor, okay, coming in. And I was just telling you about the finances. Some things are covered and some things are not covered. If you want a doctor to come in, you got to pay for it, okay? Especially if it's not medically or, the doctor's writing up requiring it and it's covered. You can still have someone come in, but you got to pay for it, basically. So this was cut off because this was costing money, I think. Okay. See how this is, these little things that are in a roundabout way. Now, what about her surgery, her finances? What is up with her finances? Okay, we finna ask that question next. I got one more card to pull because, honey, I'm okay. Now they done pissed me off. Now, you mean to tell me they didn't have the mama killed? Somebody didn't have the mama killed, so that they had to stop paying because that was using up money from the inheritance, so to speak, in a roundabout way, allegedly. Mm. Knight of Pentacles. You are executing your goals through a meticulous plan. And the key word is meticulous. Just like I'm saying, okay? Doctors are meticulous, okay? Doctors are meticulous. The police, they have to be meticulous, okay? But a meticulous plan, okay, meaning you got to cross your T's and dot them I's. That's this plan here, okay? Mm. Somebody that's meticulous. Yes. And it may take time and it may seem routine, but it's going to come to fruition eventually. So this is like saying, okay, my thoughts, okay, it's saying like, and the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. Let me look and see what it said about the doctor. I'm starting to get off track. Hold on, hold on. Okay. We don't have temperance. We don't have the star. We don't have the hierophant. King of Swords. Don't we have the King of Swords? We got all these swords. We don't have the King of Swords. Nope. Two of Cups. No. Wait. Oh my God. We got every card but the right card. Okay, hold on. Okay. I don't see anything in here. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't see anything in this read that represents a doctor specifically coming in and out the house. Okay. What I do see though is surgery. I see surgery. Okay. I see investments. And that's what made me come up with the question of having to pay for some of this stuff going on. Okay. And it being a load. I'm seeing a load here in reverse. This is in reverse. It's representing that the load had to be dropped. Okay. Maybe we got to go into the finances. Maybe that there was this situation with her mom. I don't know how long her mom has had this implant, this pacemaker. Okay. But maybe because of mom's um, status, she made, maybe they wasn't going to pay for the surgery or all of the surgery. Okay. So maybe somebody had to come in. Maybe she used some investments. You see what I'm saying? Okay. What about the nurses or the in home care? She would have had to pay for that herself. If her income bracket, my mom's income bracket, and she worked for the government. My mom worked for the state, excuse me, the state. Okay. She was a social worker for the mentally ill and the mentally insane. Okay. She worked for the state of California her whole career. She's got over 30 years in the state of California. Okay. And her retirement, and she gets her pension. Okay. So if she had someone come in, she would have, there you go. She could have, maybe they would cover it, but they would only cover so many times. If she wanted more, she would have to pay for it out of pocket. Okay. If she needed, uh, uh, um, uh, what do you call it when they help you get back together? They help you walk. Okay. Physical therapy. If she needed physical therapy, they would get paid for the physical therapy, but they're only going to pay for so much. Okay. She has to pay for the rest. She's got that good government. Okay. Health insurance. I don't know if this lady has that health insurance, but what I'm saying is if she needed continuation, she would have had to pay for it herself. See what I'm saying? So it starts going into investments and inheritance and stuff like that. Okay. If that's the way you're looking at it. If that's all you're looking at is the money, then yeah. And what you gonna get. Okay. Rehab, right. So that's how they look at it. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So you can have it. but you got to pay for it yourself. And if you got the money to pay for it, people pay for it. Okay, you see what I'm saying? They will pay for it, or they get that good insurance. They can pay. They get that good insurance. Okay, see, you got that good insurance. Uh, my insurance may only pay for 5 visits, where your insurance may pay for 10. See what I'm saying? But what if you need 20? Because she was there by herself. And if Annie's so-called working and Tommaso is working, okay, you see what I'm saying? Part-time or full-time, you still got to work. Exactly. Part A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Cat lady, we don't know what will happen. They may have been paying for their camera, okay? I don't know. I'm pretty sure a woman like her had investments, and that's the investment. Read what you sow. The 7 of Pentacles is the investments. Looking at your investments, okay. The card came up. That's why we're having this conversation, because that's what brought it to my mind. I'm wondering, did she have to use some of the investments, okay? And then I got the card coming in where they didn't took the death card in reverse over the heart, okay. I'm like, well, damn, they didn't took the lady out, okay. What she costed too much money, and people do that. Nancy got retirement benefits, period, because she worked all her life, okay. So she got retirement, okay. But we don't know how much, what level of her income status was. Everybody don't have the same insurance, okay. And then she's out there in Arizona, so I don't know. Okay, you've had to call, you stopped going, okay. How many times did you go? How many times did you go to therapy? If you got a co-insurance, okay, if you got a copay, excuse me, if you got a copay, you got a copay. You got a copay for whenever you go to the doctor. Going to therapy and rehab is considered going to the doctor. You got a copay. Okay, depending on your insurance is going to also depend on how much you paid your copay. Well, they'll pay for they'll pay. Okay, but did you guys look into? Did you read the paperwork? Did you read the paperwork, girl? Weren't you too sick to read it? See what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. Okay, because if you read through the paperwork, it will tell you how many visits you get. Okay, now you may go to them, you may not go to all. Okay, in the nursing, okay, they could take you to a nursing home, and then from the nursing home you go to rehab, or matter of fact, hopefully you go to a nursing home with a rehab that's in there. Some nursing homes don't have a rehab. No, the doctor prescribes how many visits, right? Okay, that you need, but usually the doctor prescribe whatever you could get from the insurance. Okay. So now, if you didn't use them all up, you didn't get to that point where you would know that you only have a limit. You went for 6 months, 3 times a week, and you had to pay a copay. Okay. You did, okay. So you left the nursing home, okay. What was wrong? You went for 6 months. What was wrong with you, girl? If they required you to be in a nursing home for 6 months, you best believe you had some damn good insurance and they was using up your money, honey. Okay, but I hate to be the bearer. You ain't heard it from me. I ain't one to talk, but that's what that was. It depends on what your diagnosis is. Oh, well, sheesh. Triple fracture hip, girl. Good Lord. Child. Now, I was wondering, okay, because the only reason you was in there for 6 months is because you couldn't get up and walk out, girl. Child. I hope, Lord, bless me, okay, with some good health. I need to go to the doctor. Okay, y'all scaring me. Okay, because I don't want to be in nobody's nursing home for no 6 months and have to go to rehab for 3 times a week. That's excruciating. Ooh, child. Let's ask about Nancy's finances. What can you tell us about Nancy's finances? What is going on with Nancy financing because of her medical situation, her physical situation? Okay. Did Nancy's physical health interfere with her finances? Mhm. Was Nancy's physical health impeding on her finances, her investments, okay, on the money that she had saved up, okay? Maybe that's why she got the house refinanced. Nancy's finances, okay, and her physical health. Ooh, losing my touch there, you guys. Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about Nancy's finances and her physical health? She's got that heart problem. She had back problems. She had something else too. She had breathing problems. Okay, that's ooh. So yeah, she had quite a few. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What do you want us to know about Nancy's health and her finances? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. Because sometimes things like this will give you insight into the family dynamics or the financial dynamics. Okay. The fool. The fool is at the bottom. And she's standing on a cliff backwards on one foot. Oh, she bold. She bold. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the fool talks about a leap of faith. It talks about new journeys. It's new beginnings, curiosity, and the spirit of adventure. This card encourages openness, trust, and stepping into the unknown with a hopeful heart. Oh, not a hopeful heart. Okay, so this telling you that this symbolizes new beginning. This is the time to take risks and embrace the opportunities. That's what at the bottom of the reading. Okay, we're asking about her finances and her health. The state pays $1,300 a month for a live-in helper, but that is how much they're going to pay. But it depends on your income. Well, the step grandchild, I'm not concerned about the grandchildren for the simple fact that because if it has to do with children, there has to be somebody monitoring that money. If I leave the money to the child, okay, the parent ain't gonna have no problem with it because the parent knows that they're gonna be in control of that money. That's how these kids get all their money taken by the parents. Gary, what was that little boy thing? What you talking about, Willis? Gary Coleman, okay? His mama and his daddy done spent that boy's inheritance, and who else? It's quite a few of them. They paid $1,300 for a month, okay, for a live-in helper, okay. But if you make too much money, have too much income, you have to pay for it. So I know that's in California. Now, you in Arizona, I don't know. They will pay for someone to come in, but it depends on what the doctor orders, okay? We'll give them how many hours. That's how they assess it, okay? However, your income bracket also helps determine on whether they're going to pay for it or you're going to pay for it. So if your income bracket is high, that $1,300 a month, you will have to pay for it. So we are asking about Nancy's finances, health interfering with her finances. Seven of Cups, smoke and mirrors. Okay, smoke and mirrors, interesting. Smoke and mirrors, Seven of Cups. Okay, now this also represents options. Okay, it represents options, but you got to choose your options wisely because they may not be what it seems, what it appears. And we have the world in reverse. Oh, it's not over. It's not over. And the star in reverse. So the star in reverse is like a loss of hope, a loss of faith. Okay. The King of Wands in reverse. The Strength in reverse. The Hangman. Temperance in reverse. Seven of Pentacles. Generosity. Okay. Six of Cups in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse. Nine of Pentacles. So somebody was looking at the money from a different perspective. Okay? Uh-huh. Queen of Wands in reverse. Ooh. Okay. The Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. Let me look at this. Okay. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go pay my water bill, y'all. Hold me up. Okay. Now we have the Queen of Wands, and what I'm getting from this is, y'all ready? My intuition is telling me, allegedly, your entertainment, that somebody was looking, somebody had their eyes on the money. Somebody had their eyes on the money in this family. Okay. Somebody had their eyes. I'm looking, okay, wait. Queen of Wands in reverse. That's what okay. And it looks like we're talking about the finances, okay? And we got the generosity card, okay? The star card. They were losing faith in the generosity that was going forth. So I think that maybe her health, the cost of money for her health, because she had a lot of health problems, okay? Or she has some major health problems. Knee surgery. So Annie had the knee surgery. Oh, that's why she couldn't walk that far. But they said she had back problems, okay, as well. And then she had the heart. That's a lot of major problems, okay? You know that, right? Okay. So we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. We have, oh, we have the King and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Catch that tea. Abuse of power, arrogance, and selfish. That's for the King in reverse. The Queen in reverse. Lack of confidence, insecure. Ah, so there was a lack of confidence. Okay, so yeah, the Queen of Wands here was focused on that money. She was focused on the money, and she's viewing this as she's losing faith in the money, okay, or the wishing, the hopes, okay. And we had brought this subject up before about the mom's health and the money that it's taking to get the mom is taken away from the inheritance, okay. Maybe that's why she had taking a second mortgage out on the house. Because I don't know. When I look at the bedroom, that's the only part of the house that I seen was the bedroom. And that looked like from the Brady Bunch era. Okay. So that let me know that there wasn't too much investment in the house, in the bedroom. Not that it was wrong, but I mean, yeah, she liked it the way she was. It was okay, but it didn't look like it might have been maybe some antiques in there. I don't know because it's from way back, but I'm just saying. This is just my honest opinion. Okay, so I don't know what the rest of the house looked, but if it's any uh, representation of the bedroom, then my thoughts would be that she was using the money maybe as far as the property and may as far as her health. You must be on blood thinners, Colleen. Yeah, so that's what the king and the queen of wands are representing. The king of wands in reverse is somebody who's vicious, okay? Somebody who's selfish. And it's funny because the childhood card is over is right here with the king of wands. This king of wands is selfish, refusing to let go of the past. We have somebody here with the six of pentacles. The hope. There was losing hope on the give and take, okay, on the money. This man is dangling the money in their faces, okay? It says the king of wands reverse can abuse his power to bully people, okay, misuse of authority. His pursuit of his goal may also turn into selfish arrogance. Distance yourself from this energy. It's a family affair. One child grows up to be somebody who just loves to learn. And one child grows up to be somebody who just loves to burn. It's a family affair. Woo! Okay. Right, there you go. Oops, okay, that was me. There's income guidelines for services. So you have guidelines that are stipulated in here, okay, that you go by in order for you to get services. Now, some of the services, depending on your income, you have to pay all or some, depending on the guidelines. Thank you for that. You were singing along with it. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. No, it's a family affair. Yep. And you got the children and you got the different types of personalities, allegedly. Okay? I ain't saying nothing about Nancy children. but it's a family affair, allegedly. Your entertainment. Uh-huh. Telling you. But honey, okay? The love of money is the root of all evil, okay? But this thing about is this is not just about a love of money. This is about somebody feeling left out in the cold, somebody feeling like the generosity was not extended to them. Okay. Okay. And then at the same time, this is a person who's emotionally immature. This is a person who cannot let go of the past. This is a person who holds grudges and holds them good. This is a person who can smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. This is a backstabber, okay? Yeah. And this is a person who doesn't communicate well or doesn't like to communicate. They could communicate if they have to or whatever, okay. But maybe during some, I get a feeling that what really feels, especially when I look at the brother, I get the intuition that he's not going to tell the other sisters, these two women, that he's needy or he's in need. He presents himself as someone who is stable, okay? And it, I feel that they feel he's stable unless they went in his looked at his finances. But why would they do that unless they had a reason to do that? And I don't think he gave them that inkling that uh he was like that. Okay. And maybe, or when they looked into his finances, he may have been on track. And then since he ain't been complaining, okay, because a closed mouth don't get fed. And he had, to me, he had a closed mouth. Okay. Yeah, see. So that's what it seems like, okay? You got two sisters, two girly girls, okay? They are closer. How old is Cam? Because he's retirement age. I think there's a gap. He's been in the military for over 20 years. Okay. Um, okay, they just want you to read this BS, okay? Congratulated him on his retirement. He has flown over the country for 26 years. and continues to serve proudly in the Green Mountain Boys. That's the Vermont Air National Guard. Oh, he's in the National Guard. Okay. How old is they just get me so pissed off with these uh oh, it said 33 years old. Okay, now they got the wrong cam. Here we go. Okay. Okay, guys, give me a minute because they got all these Cameron Guthries, okay? How old is Nancy Guthrie's son, Cameron? Interesting. See, this is what we was talking yesterday on the information available and how they don't have that much information about these people. It's not telling me. It talks about his mama is 84, but it don't talk about him. And they took that off because I'm gonna tell you why. When I looked at this man before, there was a birthday. I noticed that they're not saying his birthday and they scratched his age. Okay, let's look at it. Nancy Guthrie. How old is Nancy Guthrie? Look at it. Now it says she's got 3 children, including Savannah. What kind of Wikipedia is that? Okay. She was born in 1942. Okay. So I take it that Cam is in his 60s. I take it that he's in his 60s. The other girls are in their 50s. Here's my point. I'm trying to look at the gap, the age gap in between. Okay, Cameron is 61. Can you tell me how old is Annie? Because I think Annie and Savannah are only 2 years apart. 56. There you go. Okay, so there's a gap. Okay. The reason why I ask is because it makes a difference when there's a gap like that. Okay. The bigger the gap, okay, the more distant the person is because he's on a whole nother level than the other children. You see what I'm saying? So if he has a 5 year gap, okay, when his sister was born, this little boy was starting school. Okay. So he probably even remembered when his sister was born. Okay. Now Savannah and Annie don't have that memory. Miss Anna not seeing answers. Yeah, you could get all kinds of info. Now, okay, it's been wiped off. But why? Okay. Why, if they're not guilty, if they're not doing anything, okay, you could use whatever language you want to use as to why they would have to have their info wiped. But uh-uh, uh-uh. Cat's out the bag now. The horse done left the barn, okay? So it ain't no sense in closing the door to the barn. The horse is gone. Okay. Yeah. So there's a okay, 50. Yeah. So those two right there are close. But the brother, there's a gap. You see what I'm saying? There's a distance, and it makes a difference in age. As you get older, that gap can get closer, depending on the gap in the first place. Okay. Some gaps you may not want to, you know, you don't do too much backtracking. But yeah, let me go pay my water bill. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay. Yes. Oh my goodness. Woo, it's a good thing I went, honey. Okay, it took a while. I'm gonna have to get off of here anyway because I gotta get something to eat. All the info is gone. See what I'm saying? So that's what it talks about, what the cards is talking about. And like okay, let's go on. Okay, this is about Nancy's finances impeding Nancy's health or cost of health impeding on the finances. Okay, impeding on the finances. Seven of Pentacles. There we go with the investment again. Yep. And what is that going under? That is going under the 6 of Pentacles, the give and take. Oh yeah. And the 9 of Wands. Somebody was battle weary. Somebody was feeling the need of fighting. But what were they fighting for? Okay. Somebody is battle weary. They tired of fighting. They tired of the battle. And something's coming in slow. Slow movement. Okay. And the King of Cups in reverse. And this is Cam Bam right here. To me, giving me emotions. Okay. He's in reverse. So he's emotionally immature. He looks mature, but on the inside, that's interesting. Okay. Because you can't tell by looking at him. You cannot tell by looking at this man, allegedly. Okay. Emotional labor. Okay. Emotional labor. That's an interesting inner dissonance. Okay. That's the key words. Oh, sorry. That's the Queen of Cups. Okay. Instability. Emotional manipulation. Mhm. So this is somebody who's not emotionally stable. Okay. This is someone who may be engaging in emotional manipulation. Okay. So instead of the emotional manipulation, I think, well, probably two, because this is an emotional person. Okay. But I think emotional instability may be leading to conflict. Okay. With this card here, it may be leading to conflict. I always question guys in the military, questionable. Okay. Because a lot of them have, what do they call it? PTSD. And matter of fact, okay, you don't have to be in the military to have PTSD, but I'm gonna tell you, that's where it came from. That's where the expression came from. It was mostly related to the military, okay, and then they gave it a broader spectrum, okay, as we go on. But a lot of these soldiers have some form of PTSD, okay, and some of them, okay, can hold it in, or whether you say hide it, okay. And now that he maybe, I don't know what his he was in the military, in the Air Force. I don't know. He's home now. He's probably home more so than often. Okay. So maybe because of that, you're able to see these emotions being carried out. If he was still in the military and he was somewhere else, you may not see all this. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And then the sun in reverse. So, yeah, there is definitely depression. Let's look at this book. Okay, depression. It over the Queen of Wands is going over the sun in reverse. Ooh. Impossible expectation. Yeah, okay, I remember. Okay. Impossible expectations. So this is not looking at the bright side. Definitely not seeing the bright side. And we have a sword of truth coming out about those investments. Also, communications. Yeah, there's going to be some clarity about those investments. And then we have the moon. Okay. So someone is struggling in darkness. Okay. And the Knight of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Wands over the Eight of Wands, or under the Eight of Wands. Okay. And they're both in reverse. They're both in reverse. This talks about frustration. This talks about something going slow that is causing frustration. Okay. And that could be the information on the Eight of Wands, which is in reverse. Yeah. So there's frustration around things moving slow. Okay. But I think that Nancy's health, okay, impeding on investments, inheritance, okay, may have had something to do with her demise, not to mention, okay, uh, the emotional immaturity and the emotional instability of somebody. hmm And here's the thing, too, with the frustration that popped in my mind. It may be frustrating, okay, because the investigation they may feel is moving too slow now, okay, where it's slowing up the money. It's slowing up the money. Mhm. Because it's not moving as fast. So somebody is in the background playing puppet master, so to speak, allegedly, okay? And I get the feeling that having whoever took Nancy, okay, be the perpetrators, okay, in a kidnap that maybe have went wrong or something had went wrong, okay, and they're gonna lead you to the body, so the body gets found. So now, oh, okay, it's confirmed that she is deceased, okay, so the house is up for sale, the money gets dispersed. You see how that goes? And they get to walk home and they get to collect. Uh-huh. So that is probably allegedly what is going on. But I'm going to get off of here so I can eat. I got to go eat something, okay? And we'll probably come back on later this evening And if you want to continue this up, or if you have any questions, save them for then, and we can go and we can ask the cards. Okay. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I know this went a little slower, okay, because there was conversation in between the card throwing, okay, but it was interesting. It was interesting. So yeah. And if you have, so if you have any questions, save the questions, okay? Something pops up, and we can come here and we can do a question and answer, questions and answers, okay? And whatever else may come up in the process, okay? So with that said, stay blessed. Bye.